The Ankeny Centennial boys soccer team held its final practice on Sunday before the Class 4A state tournament gets underway on Monday at Valley Stadium. The top-ranked Jaguars are seeking the first state title in program history. Centennial coach Brian Duax is the Ankeny Fanatic Coach of the Month, sponsored by Doubleday Insurance. Well, Coach, you guys are headed to the state tournament for the first time since 2023. You're coming in as the number 1 seed. I know you told me before the season that, this team had a lot of potential, but are you surprised at all to be the last remaining undefeated team?
Yes and no. I thought this team had the potential to do it, but the CIML is so good that it's very difficult to go undefeated in the CIML. And then our non-conference schedule is so difficult. I looked back on the years past, every year we end up with 2 or 3 losses, 3 or 4 losses because our schedule is so difficult. This year, this team has totally bought in, and we have a 0 in that column still. So it's always possible, very difficult to do.
Well, now you guys get Iowa City High in the quarterfinals tomorrow night. That's a team that's already knocked off 2 ranked teams just to get to state. What do you know about them?
So Jose's been there a long time. They got a kid who come back from Shattuck, Oscar Gates. They're relatively young, but like you said, they have some weird results. They have some losses that they probably shouldn't have had, but then they're getting some wins. They are a team that typically peaks at the end of the year, which is always a difficult team to beat.
Well, I know you won't look too far ahead, but if the seedings hold up, you would face number 4 Southeast Polk in the semifinals and then potentially number 2 Northwest in the finals. What do you think of your path to a title?
I'm not going to complain, but none of those games are easy. None of those teams are easy to beat. It's just a different style that you got to prepare for. I think Iowa City High will play us pretty straight up. I think Southeast Polk, if they beat Roosevelt, will play us very sit-in and squat. And then Northwest, hard to say what they would do considering the first time we played them. So, very difficult.
Your son Tate has had a great year. He's led your team this whole season. He leads Class 4A in goals. He's tied for the lead in assists. I know you said before the season that this last hurrah with him would be bittersweet, but if he could go out with a title, that'd be a nice way to go out, wouldn't it?
It would be fantastic. If he can go out with a title, an All-State, an All-Conference, a Gatorade Player of the Year, if he can just sweep all sorts of awards, it would be very, very sweet. Still bitter because he's gone, but very, very sweet.
All right, Coach, good luck this week.
Thanks, Dan.